have not observed a broad range of YouTube channels or clusters of like-minded people on the internet to have a good idea of just how diverse and various opinions are on the subject of the battle betwixt the left and the right currently ensuing. However, given the election of Donald Trump and the rise of right-wing fervor in the West, I believe that the opinions and people I have encountered on the internet are more than fractionally representative of the political thinking of the masses, and more than a little relevant to the current political scene in the West. Hence, I have decided to comment on the state of affairs that I am familiar with. The apparent rise of bigotry and racism in the West, if a rise at all, not so in the case in which my eyes have been opened to a pre-existing part of society, is precedented only by the racism and bigotry of generations past. Unwarranted hatred against Black Lives Matter and the SJW movement is prevalent. Though I am not fond of either, the sheer amount of vitriolic rhetoric leveled against them is trivial. This hatefulness in America seems to be equaled by some in Europe who direct it towards Muslim immigrants. I am fairly sure that the racism against blacks and hatred of SJWs are not virtuous. However, I have yet to ponder on the Muslim question. Is it wise to import large amounts of people, some of which so obviously want to destroy Western values? While I think of this, it gives way to a deeper thought experiment. What is a democracy to do if a majority of their population wants to turn it into a monarchy? No. Let's ask a question that doesn't seem to bring up a more fundamental question. What would America do if the majority of its population wanted to legally abolish the Constitution? And this majority has a bigger army and better weapons. Fight to the death and hope for victory seems to be the correct answer. But what if America was faced with the decision to import a majority who have the potential to do away with the Constitution? This is analogous to the Muslim question, but as I have thought about it more, I feel as though it is philosophically imperative to not ban Muslim entry into the West. The reason I think this is because we cannot know for sure if Muslims coming into the West want to overthrow our most important institutions. The only indication that any one of them will do so is if that individual fought physically against things that the West values in his own country. This calls for vetting of immigrants, but not banishment.